Here I am again for another How Should We Do It video. Today I'm gonna show you how to create your profiles. Profiles is like for automation purposes. First, I'm gonna show you how to create your first audio profile. Creating audio profile is just by clicking this config here, and then you go over here. If you prefer stereo, in your output channels here, you select on mix multi-channel to stereo, but if you're fond of multi-channel, you can keep original channels. So let's stick with stereo. So what's the difference between LC and HEAC? HEAC is smaller in size but lesser in quality, and LC is bigger in size and then gives you a crispy quality. So let's you can set the bit rate here 192 Gbps and then update. Okay, or you can name it into a new name or whatever name you want, and just press OK. And then the next one is how to create your ABCN profile. So let's go to Tools, AB Script Creator, and then Config. In this ABCN profile, I'm gonna explain it to you. These filters here will allow you to resize your video. If you're downsizing, you should use Langsos 4 sharp or Langsos sharp. But if you're upscaling, you better use bicubic. So you get it now. So let's done with that. And you can choose mode value 16. Yeah, you can choose mode 16, as you can see, and then template. And this line of code here will correct the color of the skin. If you notice, some of your encodes are a little bit of pinkish because of you're using ABCN profile. I guess it's kind of a bug, but if you put this line of code here, it will correct the defect on your, or the too much pinkish on your encode, or the color of the skin of your encode. So you can name it whatever you want. Then okay, let's just close that. And then the next one is your video profile. In video profile, the only thing I can suggest is in this particular part here, constant rate factor, you can choose from 21 to 26. If you go beyond those numbers, it's not worth it. The smaller the size here, the bigger the size, but the better the quality. If you go higher, the smaller the size, the longer the encode will be done. And also in preset, this also affects the speed of your encode. So I prefer that you stick with slower or slow, or probably slower and very slow. But the sharpness of image and slower and very slow is kind of unnoticeable. So to prefer a little bit of speed in encoding, I prefer you choose slower. If you're curious what Yifi are using, they're using medium because it's a little bit faster to encode in medium. And then you can also enable 10 bits encoding, but don't bother clicking this if you're encoding a movie. And then you can name it whatever you want, like new movie CRF 23, something like that, since it's near to 20. Okay, then here high profile, you can choose high profile, main profile. So let's stick with high profile. And this one, level 3.1, this is where the level where most devices are compatible with. Like if you go higher than 3.1, it will not play on your iPhone or Apple devices. So you stick with 3.1, and then you set okay, yes, update. And then tools, one click encoder. Okay, and then to create your one click profile, okay, let's config this one. Okay, so your ABCN profile, this is the ABCN profile. this is part of your video, like autocrop. I usually use autocrop because you will save bitrate, or you don't have to compensate for those letterbacks like the black bar, because all devices now is auto adjust. So whether you have the black bar or not, the video will display correctly on your devices like your TV screens, your laptops, your computer. And then if you prefer rescaling to 1 to 80, you should adjust this to 1 to 80. This value here is for the width. This doesn't care about the height, which is the 720p thing and the 1080p thing. But if you're not going to rescale, you can keep input resolution. But since we're rescaling, and then audio, as you can see, we made a profile, so you can choose 192 kbps, and then of course uncheck this because probably you want to encode the other tracks, the audio tracks. And then the output, you can choose MKB and MP4, so you can adjust that while you're encoding a video. And then for the language, default language is English and English. And then for the other, leading with just don't bother changing the part. And then for the video, yeah, you can choose here whatever. This settings anime is for 10-bit encoding, but since we're movie, okay, let's stick with this one. And then new, let's name it movie 720p, and then okay. So if you choose this one, your audio, the selected audio is 1 and 2, and then the advanced config, you can see the correct image for your Epicent profile, and you can choose the container. You can also choose your default container output, and you can uncheck the MKB or recheck that. Okay, and then you're done. Every time you encode something, you just simply click one click and then you choose your one click profile. Okay, I guess that's all for this tutorial. Hope you learned something, and if you have any question, just post comment below and subscribe to see my future tutorial. Thank you and have a nice day.